You just saw this guy. I don't think you're going to mind seeing him again, though. Jensen Ackles. Gentleman you saw in the clip just now, Jared Padalecki. He loves all of his Misha Amigos. Please welcome Misha Collins. We've got Bobby Singer himself, Jim Beaver. And a guy you shouldn't trust named Crowley, Mark Shepard. And last but not least, we've got consulting producer Beth Edler. Welcome, guys. First of all, I know we're gonna keep a little mystery with that clip we just watched. But Jensen, what's it been like now? You've directed twice. What's it like putting on the director's shoes?
It was more difficult the second time, which was a little strange. I thought I have more knowledge after doing it the first time, but I think last year a little bit of it was more ignorance is bliss. But it was good. I had to be in it more. Which you'll see when you see the episode. I had to act a little bit more in this episode than I did last year, so that proved to be a bit of a challenge, and also working with him is always a challenge. So,
well, that leads to my next question. I asked some fans for questions on Twitter, and Air Matt McFly, great name by the way, asked Jared, "Did you behave when he is directing?"
Of course not. The least I can do for him is make his job. Let's hear some more screaming. Yeah. It smells like Robert Pattinson up here. What's he in my seat? I did. I think I behaved. I don't know. I tried not to, but maybe I did. He was good to me, so I figured I'd be good to him back.
I mean, the one thing is that fortunately I've been around on the show a little bit, and
once, twice.
I know it, so he trusted me to tell him where to go and what to say, when to say it. And other than that, I don't have to tell this guy how to be Sam. Not to mention we've been watching each other's backs for 6 years now, so.
What? Not like that. Not like that, guys. Jesus, have a kiss.
Wow.
It was an awful throw.
So there's, as far as like performance-wise, he and I are always kind of looking out for each other, no matter who's directing. So I think that was fairly easy.
I gotta ask now, Misha, a lot of questions of you. Castiel.
I think they're screaming, no, don't ask him anything. Don't go back there.
Castiel has been such a lovable character. What's been your reaction when you saw where they were going with him?
What was that?
Written in such love.
What's my reaction?
What was your reaction when you saw where they wanted to take Castiel?
Can you use smaller words for him, please?
Yeah. I don't go past 2 syllables. Reaction. I don't. To be perfectly honest with you, I have been sort of as an actor surprised that no one has written a God role for me yet in my career. It just seemed like it's such a natural fit, and I think, obviously getting to know me, Sarah saw that and just sort of wove it into the story, because it kind of fit. You can't see what I can see, but it says, please be aware that members of your audience may be under 18 years of age. So I'm not going to say what I was about to say, but it was hilarious. Wow. Tone it down, folks. But yeah, so anyway, to be perfectly honest, it's incredibly daunting. Normally when you get a role, you see, oh yeah, this guy, he probably walks with a limp, or in my case, talks with a lisp usually. And this time it's like, wow, how do you play God? Obviously, I haven't figured that out, but it's an interesting challenge to work on.
So Sarah, I gotta ask, it's a loaded question, but how much might we see Castiel this season? What is his role in the season going in?
Yeah!
You guys don't really want to know how much you see Misha. Well, Eric, I'm glad you asked. We've been getting this question pretty much every minute of every day since people started to hear about the change in Castiel. And, the reality of this is that we want to tell you everything we can tell you about Misha because we love Misha as much as you do. And we want to tell you everything we can about Castiel because we adore the character as you do. But, you saw the cliffhanger. It was very cliffhangery. So we want you to tune in and be anticipatory, and we can't say past what you know, which is that he's going to be in the first couple of episodes. So watch those, and then bug us about it again, and we'll tell you a little more.
Wow, that was really informative.
So I'm not answering the question, but I'm explaining why we're not answering the question. Does that help a little?
Sure.
Yeah.
Jim, Bobby has been sort of always there for these guys. His loyalty got tested a little when Sam tried to kill him last season. Where's he at now? Has he come to terms? Is everything cool between these guys?
Well, everything's cool between Bobby and Sam and Dean. Between Jim and Jared and Jensen, that's a very different question, and one that I don't really want to get into right now.
You requested me should sit between you guys, right?
I requested that everybody sit between us. No, I think that the difficulties that Bobby had, like when Sam tried to kill him, I think Bobby realizes that in the world that we inhabit, really, really bad things happen to people that are sometimes out of their control, and Sam didn't mean it.
He takes it back.
Yeah, he takes it back. So we're good.
Mark, Crowley, he's. It turned out he had. It turned out.
Give them a kiss, Mark. Give them a kiss.
Another kiss?
Give them another kiss.
Crowley, there's a lot of Hershey's Kisses going on here. Crowley had a much bigger agenda than it seemed, and he thought he kind of had it all figured out, only to have Castiel kind of turn the tables on him. So what's going on with him now? Is he sort of licking his wounds, or is he just ready now to come back and he's going to, get that guy for betraying him, and get what he wants?
I'm in season 7.
We'll get you DVDs of the earlier stuff to catch up.
Really? I'm in 7? Am I in 7? I'm in 7? Yes! So what am I doing, sir?
Well, without telling you too much.
He's so good at this app.
I can tell you what
say,
you're not doing.
Mark, what would you like to see Crowley do next?
Well, you see, I think I should give up on Supernatural altogether. I think the new spin-off half-hour sitcom called Oh Crowley. A little music, a little dance, a little salsa down your pants.
You'll see Crowley very early in the... He's being so disingenuous, he knows.
I do?
The blonde actor's
you
great.
come to Comic-Con, she says, don't tell anybody anything.
Don't go get Well, Cass said he has big plans for him, so we're going to tell you what those are pretty much right from the jump.
It's been a lot. It's been an awful lot of fun to see what's happened thus far, and I'm really looking forward to see what happens this year.
Ben, the show in general has gone into some amazing places with getting meta and sort of analyzing itself, and last season, The French Mistake was sort of a genius version of it. But having done The French Mistake, is there anywhere else you can go with meta? At that point, are you trying to think, what other angle can we take on this?
Yeah, I think, Oh Crowley's a good start. I mean, I don't really know how much more we can do. I think that this breaking of the fourth wall was a pretty profound one. But I think that we can. I feel like there's lots of room to play with form. I think that the French Mistake is meta, directly meta, and then we've done other things that are meta. Like I think Ghostfacers is meta in a sense because it plays with the form that we're in. So I think that we'll do more experiments like that. But I'm not sure what you can do to top the. You use the actual actors' names.
That's fatalist, Ben Edlund.
What?
That is fatalist.
I know.
Let's top it.
All right, we will. I mean, I've been talking a lot about spaceships. I think we should go on a spaceship for one episode. I'm serious, but we'll get down to that later on. Sarah, I'll talk to you about that later.
My first reaction when I heard the anime was going to exist was, you have a new angle. There's something you can do with the anime now.
No, I think that, that's cool too. I think we're still dedicated to playing crazy games with this box of toys that we've been given. But as far as the direct meta break, we're going to have to work on that. That's a good hard nut to crack. Thanks for asking.
You're welcome. Jared, you took Sam to some very dark places last season. We've seen some glimpses of what went on in that sort of missing year. Do you think that have they hinted at you that there's even more? Are there even more horrible things he was involved in?
Well, without saying too much, yes. Thank you. Yes, there's obviously more. I kind of touched on it earlier in a few interviews, but there's a lot that Sam has seen that now he can see again, now that the wall has fallen. And I, for my part, am really excited about kind of playing Sam that doesn't really know which reality he's in. Because Sam is obviously, for those who haven't watched the show, Sam had some hard times last season. Yeah, and now we get to play with Sam's healing. And I think the Winchester brothers have always kind of, they've always reacted to things with courage and bravery and been strong about it. And what excited me so far in the scripts that I've read is that Sam is way out of his league. He feels out of his league a little bit. It's kind of scary. So I actually read it and I was getting chills. And I was scared. I was really excited about making this show scary again. And we get to see what can scare the Winchester boys. So we get to play with that. So I'm excited.
And Jensen, they don't keep...
Misha shirtless scares the Winchester boys. Take it off.
I think you're confusing fear with jealousy.
Jensen, things weren't actually, very happy for your character at the end of the last season either. Obviously you have a very big problem to deal with right now, which is that Angel calling himself God. But how much is weighing on your character what he just had to sacrifice and what he had to sort of leave behind going forward?
Well, I think the goodbye to Ben and Lisa, tough as it was on Dean, I think it was a necessity. He comes to the realization that that's never going to be his life. No matter how much he dreams about it, no matter how much he would love it to be so. He's a hunter, he'll always be a hunter, and that's just the way it's going to be. So I think that was a must, and it happened, and it was a tough scene to shoot, just for Dean, or for me as Dean. It was a sad goodbye, but now we've got a bigger problem on our hands.
Yeah. Well, that leads me to a question. I was going to ask this question, but someone on Twitter also asked it. AJ Snow 76. You've got a character saying "I am God," but you have a character out there that a lot of people speculated about, which is Chuck. Might he be appearing again? Might you touch upon that now that you're going where you are with Castiel?
Chuck does not appear in the early part of the season. We have no plans for him to. Also, a big part of Cass stepping up and taking this sort of mantle on and saying, "I'm the new God," is that he has always felt really strongly that his father abandoned them all. Like, where's God when you need him? We had this storyline about him looking for God, and God never showed up. He did the whole go out for cigarettes and never come back thing. So that's always been a big deal for him. So one of the questions we asked ourselves was, well, you're God, what do you do? You're God. you get to be your dad. You thought your dad did a crappy job. What are you going to do differently? And before everything goes completely to hell for him, which of course it does because it's television, he gets to do what we think God would maybe do if Cass were God. So that's been cool.
Misha, what's it been like for you preparing to take on your godly mantle?
It's like I said, it's just.
It's like a glove.
Another day at the office.
Yeah, it's taking a lot from my personal life and weaving it into the character.
Getting him to take it off is the hard part.
Yeah. Very method, so I've been smiting took him far more than usual up in Vancouver. You might have seen it on the news. I don't know what to say. It's definitely a daunting challenge. It's funny. It's one of those things that actually I got kind of nervous about it. Like, this is a big challenge. I mean, you had to be Satan. It's kind of right.
Yes.
That's much. I've got to take a page from you. It's a way to answer questions. I think that everybody on Supernatural at some point or another has an opportunity to play a very interesting, very epic, mythological character, and it's something that we don't get to do working on other shows. It's an unusual treat to get to do, and an unusual challenge.
Speaking of,
it's almost earnest.
That was, yeah. That was heartfelt.
Creepy.
Ladies and gentlemen, Misha Collins.
The show, because the characters get to change and transform so much, I'm trying to think. I think every single one of you have had a death scene. I'm pretty sure.
Death scene?
Yeah, or multiple.
Right. Like 6 times?
Have you all enjoyed A, getting to do your big death scene, and then B, getting told, and you're okay, don't worry, you're serious.
I died like 40 times in one episode. Oh no, I died again.
Sarah, do you make a lot of phone calls saying, don't worry, when you read that page of the script, you get better? Is that like a constant thing?
We actually do make a lot of phone calls to actors, recurring actors on the show. It's a polite and good thing to do as a producer to call an actor when they're going to get pages that say they died. And one of the things we say is that death doesn't mean the same thing on Supernatural that it means on other shows. For example, Alone It's Tall.
Was that out loud?
We've made that call to a lot of actors. Jared and Jensen, don't worry about it, but everyone, no one is safe on the show. But
Jared and Jensen, don't worry about it. You know how many times Jensen has cried in my arms? You're not going to die, Jensen. You're not going to die. It's okay. We can't do it without you.
Guys, we're going to start taking questions from you guys. Just a few minutes to get those prepared.
They killed me.
It's not personal.
The fans, it's conflict is good drama, and then of course some of the fans are like, why do Sam and Dean have to be fighting, all the time? For you guys though, is it fun for you? You get along in real life to be like, all right now we're at odds. We get to hate each other for the day.
I think the brother bickering has always been a part of the show that he and I have just kind of done pretty easily. It's when, like last year when Soulless Sam was around and he wasn't playing Sam, that was a real kind of challenge, I think, for me as an actor, because it wasn't Sam. I wasn't able to play Dean with Sam like I had been for the past 5 seasons. So I think that was definitely a challenge. But no, we have no problem fighting with each other.
Seriously though, that is one of my favorite parts. The brothers bickering, the brothers fighting. I felt like I can remember certain times. I don't know what the episode was or what it's called, but I remember we shot one scene. I want to say either Bob or Kim directed it, season 1 or 2, or fighting like in a motel room, like snap out of it. And I feel like after each and every one of those scenes, I feel like Sam grew kind of by accident, in spite of himself, as opposed to, or in spite of myself. And so I enjoy those scenes because inevitably something, when you've worked with somebody for so long as an actor and know them so well as a human being, you're able to get more out of each other. You know, if a guest star comes on, no matter how talented they are, and they're often very talented, they can't quite pull out of you what somebody that you know. It's like you always hurt the ones you love, you know? Like someone, you always hurt them the most, they always hurt you the most. The better you know somebody, the more you can push their buttons, and the more your buttons can be pushed. And so I feel like, as Jared, I feel like my character grows when I have these intense scenes with Jensen. And that was difficult for me too to do Soulless, because there'd be parts where I was kind of just, I assumed dead-eyed. I don't know what I looked like, but I was trying to do dead eyes. Like. And then it felt so bad because I couldn't react and respond to Jensen, the dean. But now we get to fight again. That wasn't really, I was hoping for like a climax at the end of the question, like, all I get is now we get to fight again, so bear with me.
Jim, not that any of these characters are lucky in love, but you know, last season it was pretty sad when we got that glimpse of another life for your character. You know, do you ever say...
always a bride, never a bridesmaid, something like that.
Always a bride, never a... I think you... No, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Have you talked to Ben or Sarah or these guys and said, hey, can this guy finally find some long-term happiness?
Didn't you kiss Mark?
Yeah. Maybe the two of you, yeah.
Did he shave? Were you clean shaven?
We're not looking forward to that.
It was like a mustache fight?
Balls. Certainly, and I've got a beard.
You know, it comes up in discussion every once in a while, and thus far hasn't ended well. I had this sneaking suspicion that I don't know, that we haven't seen the last of Sheriff Mills in Bobby's life in one way or another, but that's just a sneaking suspicion, and it's one I would fully support if it came around to that, because unlike the Sheriff Mills that I played on Harper's Island, this Sheriff Mills is hot. So I'm up for that.
Before we start the audience questions, are there any characters you can talk about? Because your show is great at bringing people back. People back from years ago you might not even be thinking about. Any plans for some characters to return?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Joe is coming back, actually.
Really?
Yeah. Really?
See, we find out when you find out. Isn't that great?
We actually found out after, because the sound echoed and hit us through applause.
I mean, that's a perfect example of someone who dies on the show, and we're literally sitting in the editing room watching dailies and going, I can't wait to bring her back. So we've just been waiting for the right story for her, and we have one, so we're bringing her back. Sheriff Mills is returning for an episode or two, and at least. And who else is coming back?
Crowley's coming back.
This gentleman down there with his hand.
You with the beard.
We do have plans for Crowley to return. Death. You will see Death again. Yeah. And so, yeah, and we have a few more in the works. I'm a little superstitious about talking about them before the deals close. Call me crazy. But, yeah, and you'll meet new guys too. And there'll be laughter, there'll be tears.
All right, guys, let's start with some audience questions. Can't quite see you, but we know you're out there. We have
come on,
first
quiet
audience
now.
question.
Quiet.
Good question. Good question, will you?
It's like Jeff
Professional forum.
Hello there.
Hi.
My name is Isaiah. I'm really amazed to see you all. I'm a mad fan. And I'd like to know, honestly, watching you as actors, you have facial expressions, gesturing that is very similar to grammatical structures of American Sign Language. Have you considered using those skills as sign language components in some of your scenes?
Oh, wow.
Ben, the sign language episode sounds totally up your alley.
That sounds pretty good.
What?
How are you guys going to incorporate more sign language into your performance? I think
That's a cool idea.
Yeah. We could run two stories at once.
Yeah, you could have one be completely wrong.
What do you think, Ben? That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I think that Ben and Sarah might disagree with me, but I think that you can say a lot without saying words, and so thank you for picking up on that, because I think that's something that a lot of us pride ourselves in bringing to our characters, the things that we say between the lines. So yeah, that's wouldn't it be great if we didn't have to say words at all?
At this point, too, with you two, we have 5 or 6, it's like the 29 words for snow. We have so many different ways of saying that you two exchange a look. We could just write a scene of the different looks you two exchange. We probably
could.
Yeah.
We would have, like, you could probably cut together an entire episode of just Sam looking at Dean and Dean looking back.
Yeah.
I believe I've seen that on YouTube, Jensen.
I'm sure it is.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. It'll be okay.
Hi, I'm Whitney, and this is Rosemma.
I'm Jared.
Hello.
We love you guys, and we're like the biggest fans, and we just love all you guys.
Thank you. Even Misha?
Yeah. Misha, Jared, Jensen.
Not in that order.
And our question is for Jensen. We're wondering
Oh, come
what
on.
similarities you have with your character.
What similarities I have? I'm not
Physique.
Physique.
The same hair.
looks.
Height, definitely height.
Yeah, similar height. I would say that you look back to maybe season 1, and there were probably a lot more characteristics that we shared. I think over the years, Dean has kind of evolved into a much more specific character that I am not. Similarities. We like the same kind of music. We like vintage cars. And that's about it.
They both air guitar all the time. Whenever Eye of the Tiger comes on.
Yeah, and neither one of us can stop ourselves when Survivor plays, apparently. So that's that's about it. Yeah. What?
Hi, my question's for Misha, and I was just wondering if being the Antichrist has helped you, and maybe influence you on being Godcast?
Wait, can you repeat the question?
Since you're the Antichrist and all that, has that, influenced you, how you play Cass as God?
Wait, are you asking if he's actually the Antichrist?
In person or as a
I'm not sure I like this question.
You get a variety of answers from us.
Well, yeah, since I'm a Satanist, that does, inform how I play the character. and every time you asked the question just now, Jared was saying something so that it's hard to actually process two things at once, I'm finding. So I still don't know what the question was.
What is the question?
On your Twitter, there's this really weird church group that said you were the Antichrist.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I don't know how they figured that out. Because I was trying to keep it totally under wraps, but I obviously slipped up a couple of times, and cat's out of the bag, so... Yeah, I guess I've just got to embrace it now.
I think you should smite them.
Yeah. Actually, that's kind of ironic. You'll understand why when you see the first episode of the season.
Church. Next question, please.
Hello, my name is Caroline, and just to make this clear, I came a long way for the show. I even camped out, so...
Nice. Wait, you which? Very good.
I come from Guadalajara, so...
Really? Is that in Oregon?
No, it's South America.
Thank you.
Okay, so my question is for Jensen and Jared. Okay, I saw you fight I saw you guys 5 years ago in Los Angeles when you were doing the first season, halfway through. And I remember you guys said, well, the producer said that there was only going to be 5 seasons. After that, you guys finished with the apocalypse. So, what were your thoughts when you found out that the show was going to go on?
Honestly,
I'll let
you go first.
Oh, thanks. I was surprised and also proud at the fact that Mr. Kripke kept to his word and wrote those 5 years the way he had planned, and the fact that he had a plan for 5 seasons still boggles my mind, because I after writing a pilot, I wouldn't know where to go from there. So the fact that he had 5 years lined up and then he kept to it, that he just didn't stretch those 5 years into 6 or 7 or 8 or 9, or however long we're going to go, that he kept to it, that I thought was really really cool. And because the story of these 2 brothers just continues to evolve, I think the stories are kind of endless. So we've got. I have faith in these guys, and as long as they keep kicking out stories, we'll keep telling them. Thank you. Yes, Jared's right here too. I love you too.
Yeah, Sarah, just to follow up on that, do you guys have you had further discussions, about when it might end, or right now you've got a lot of stories to tell and you're kind of taking it year by year?
Well, we hope it goes on for a long time. Eric did create kind of a perfect franchise to keep going, and we have fresh blood in the room this year, and it's kind of amazing how much fresh energy there is. So we have a plan in place if this is the last year, and we have a firm plan in place if it isn't.
Next question, please.
That'll be up to you guys.
We have time for one more question.
Hey, this is a question for Ben. Every time they open the trunk, they have this arsenal in there of all these incredibly cool things, and specifically every time I see those ninja stars, I'm like, oh my god, they're ninja stars.
I want to get one of those so bad.
I know.
That is a grenade launcher.
Yes.
Why can't we use the grenade launcher the ninja stars?
That's my question. Why are they not using the ninja stars?
Oh, the heavy ordnance. When will we start blowing things up with the weapons in their trunk?
Well, I love the ninja stars, but you could do the ordnance too, whatever you want. But please do it.
Ben just pitched a ninja story. He's like, I just want to make them ninjas.
I think that they should fight the ninjas. And I don't know, maybe they could use the stars. Yeah. You think that they should fight the ninjas also? So you're asking when will we use more of these crazy weapons in various stories? I think if we use things like grenade launchers, then the stories tend to end about 2 acts early, because everything just blows up. So
the Department of Homeland Security.
Oh, the starships.
Maybe ninja stars. That's what we can use against the Jefferson stars.
What we should do is just a scene with you guys, practicing with the ninja stars. I don't know if you've ever thrown ninja stars. I used to do it a lot, and they fly all over the place. I'd like to see you guys try to learn. Maybe you're great at them, I'm not sure.
Well, I remember when you guys wrote that Dean was throwing knives in one episode a couple of seasons ago, and my trailer looked like Swiss cheese by the end of it. I kid you not, they set up a board, and I just started chucking knives in my trailer.
His aim didn't start out very
good. I wasn't really good at first.
That's hard. Throwing knives are tough. So yeah. So we'll maybe do some shurikens. That's, I think, the official name for the... Also, it turns out ninjas didn't use those, historically speaking. Now I'm just using history to bring everyone down.
So guys, we have to wrap it up there with fan questions. We have one more? One more here? Oh no, we just have an amazing costume now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Amazing.
Send her up here. That's a much cuter angel than the one we deal with.
Come on up, you winged trench coat.
You're getting a very special present there.
That's rad.
We got some special stuff to show you. Just as a brief intro, Supernatural the anime, how does that even exist? I can't think of any other modern American TV show where there's an anime version made at the same time.
Apparently we're big in Japan. We have seen it, and it blows our minds. The first I saw of it was Eric called me into his office and said, "You're not going to believe this. You have to see this." And it was the concept drawings, and I thought they were genius. The Japanese creative team have leave to do their own thing with it, and I think have been really cool and respectful and creative, and have given their own spin to the series. And Jared and Jensen have given their voices to at least some of the episodes, I think.
How many? Oh yeah, I did them all. Yeah.
What was that like for you guys to get to? Not, you don't have to worry about any hair or makeup. You just get to go in and record the voices. That's nice.
Yeah, you know what? Well, unfortunately, they came to us when I was also playing like 3 Sams, and so I was playing Hell Sam, as he was called in the script, and Soulless Sam, and Sam, and then going to the Sam, and then going to the sound truck and playing like season 1 Sam. So I was like, Sam, you better blah, blah. And then went to the trailer and like, I want to go back to law school. Wait a second. It was definitely a juggling act for a little bit there, but I think it looks great. I don't know if everybody's seen it, but it's scary. Part of them are pretty scary.
Well, guys, you're about to see a glimpse of it, but I want to thank all these guys for coming out here.